It's the homie Bake Nasty. Alright, so like I said, when I play with the black pieces, I'm going to be playing b6 pretty much against every move. And I can still tell you guys a little bit about b6 when I play it. It's a little bit like the fianchetto only speedrun that I've done. But yeah, when we play black, I'll probably do this against most moves. Maybe g3 would be the only one that I don't. Because I like this opening. I think it's easy, but you guys will have also seen it before if you've seen the fianchetto. And look at that. I mean, we've already picked off this center pawn. It works really well at you know, sub 1000 levels. I I really pick off this center pawn way more often than I should. Okay, let's continue development. d6, knight d7, and if this guy gets attacked, I'm gonna go back. Not gonna get too greedy because yeah, I win this pawn, my opponent wins that pawn. It's not necessarily in my favor. And plus, when your opponent has two bishops, you don't really want to open the game up too much. So rook e8 is going to be a nice move coming up. It is possible to sack here if my opponent wants, but that's going to be two pieces for a rook and two pawns. Plus, I've already won one pawn, so it's really only going to be one pawn and rook for two pieces, which I think is fine for me. Still, this is not exactly a threat. You can play knight d7 here. Even d5 is on the cards. Yeah, I really like this b6 move, especially at the early rating levels. I think it works really well. So I'll probably be doing this. Get used to that with the black pieces. d5. Well, I would almost always put e5 here, except this one, I think I can get away with taking. It's going to be like a lot of trades, which are great for me. I'm up a pawn. This one, I think we just take it back. This is just going to be trade central here. And I have one trap that my opponent might fall into. After bishop takes d5. You know, if they take back on d5, they're not thinking. I'll throw in rook takes e1 and win a piece. So my opponent has to be very, very diligent to capture this pawn, but as soon as the bishop takes, throw in rook here first. This move is also playable, but now it really feels like I do have two extra pawns. Good thing about being up two extra pawns is oftentimes, even if your opponent wins one of them back, at the cost of like trading two or three pieces, that's totally worth it. Still gonna have a good position. Plus you get the trades. One pawn is enough to win in chess. You don't really need more than that. Should we go to g6 or f5? And decide. Let's go to g6 for now. Hello, Rebecca. Yeah, I think even if you're playing against the London, like, this will probably be pretty informative. No doubt. And we got a bunch of trades. We've still got our one extra pawn. Nothing crazy. Our queen's defended, so there's no trickery. Probably going to bring this rook here. And because there's an open line to the king with f3, queen c5 check is also a move I'm definitely thinking of. Yeah, this is an example of a move I do not want to play. Bishop f7 would win the game. Rook d8, though, is a good way to start, and then probably with c6 next. Yeah, my opponent's playing really well. Really well. I'm now threatening to win something, though. So now my opponent needs to come up with a good one. I think that's going to be a mistake. c6, and you know, you're pinned to this queen here. I don't see way out, so c6, And my queen's defended, important. So there's no bishop takes f7 trick. And if, yeah. So if bishop takes c6, the thing is, I have so many ways to take stuff here. You know, I have queen c5 check with this queen hanging. I've got just queen takes queen. And in this position, I would probably say that if I could check and take this bishop, I can't because of checkmate. If I could, then I would do that. But in this case, like, if I just have an extra rook, I would much prefer this. Seems easier to win. Would I rather play me with a queen and my opponent has a rook, or me with a rook and my opponent has nothing? Nothing equivalent, right? These are the same. You always, always, always want to play chess where you have something that your opponent does not. Not you have something that's worth more than what your opponent has. Always. Howdy, Buck81. Welcome. Yeah, you guys, if you just got here, you haven't missed anything. This is game 1. Technically, we haven't even had a London game yet, so you really haven't missed anything. My pawns are on dark squares. He's only got a light square bishop. And now that, you know, basically everything is stuck, can't really move. C5 check, I can take the bishop, so I'm not going to lose my rook here. It's a good try, though. Let's, I guess, let's roll some pawns. Maybe this is simplest. Try to take the bishop, get the last piece off the board. Okay, he didn't play either of those moves, so now we can box the king out. Let's probably keep the king in there. He's only got 2 squares to move to. Check. Oh, we got a pawn mate to start off. That's not bad at all. We'll take a pawn checkmate. Not a bad start. Haven't had a London game, but not a bad start with the black pieces. GG. Opponent played very well. Got to give him a lot of credit. I think b3 was a particularly unfortunate move. That's probably his only big time blunder, because it lost him a piece and effectively he ended up losing a rook. But otherwise, yeah, he blundered his center pawn. He kind of let the other one go, but he played nicely to get it back. And then it was really just the move b3 that hurt him there. So maybe we'll get the white pieces next. No promises, though. I've had a few times where you just start 2-3 times with the black pieces. So we'll see. Suspect Agent, thanks for the 35 months with Twitch Prime. Suspect Agent. Let's go. Welcome back. Very, very close to that 3-year mark. Geopic, thanks for the 14 months with Prime. DJ Degen, 16 with Prime. 13 months for Brad's. Wow, welcome back, Brad's. And Dr. Lord Mayonnaise, 15 gifted subs. I tell you, pawn checkmates, they really get my guy Dr. Lord Mayonnaise going. They really do. Appreciate it, buddy. I know that those subs are not because he's learning about the London system. I know for a fact. It's the pawn checkmates for Dr. Lord. You can always count on him for some energy there. Loafs, thank you for the tier 3 resub, 28 months. Loafs, all the way from Straya. Appreciate it, buddy. All right, let's get into our next game. We might get the white pieces here, and we can have our first game with D4. Yasinante, thanks for the 2 months with Prime. All right, here we go. Nope. It's not a London system. I'm gonna have black every game. It's confirmed. On the bright side, we get to do the Fianchetto speedrun all over again. What are the odds I win this pawn? I mean, it's the exact same play. Oh, hey, bud.
I heard Dr. Lord Mayo.
Oh, yeah. So Dr. Lord Mayo gets activated with pawn checkmates, and you get activated by Dr. Lord Mayo.
That's right.
So it's a chain. It's a train.
I want to join the train. You good on the coffee and everything?
Yes, although I might take that the cold brew.
Would you like one?
Yes, I think there's maybe one left.
Well, you deserve it then. Wow, what a coincidence! There's one left, and you are the one.
Wow. Do you guys think I deserve a Starbucks cold brew?
Wow.
I had a pawn checkmate, guys, so maybe the answer has to be yes.
Yeah. Be right back.
Without that checkmate, it would have been up in the air, honestly. That's right, Loafs. Your subscription supports system players worldwide. From one system player to another, I say thank you. Taylor R, thanks for the 29 months with Prime. Appreciate it, Taylor. Get Gillionaire. 6 months using Twitch Prime. No, Tom. Most likely just the games with the white pieces. Believe that's probably going to be the plan, although I haven't fully planned it out. Yeah, you gotta be careful there, I'm titled. Okay, b4 is a aggressive move. I think my opponent might find it to be a regrettable move. Let's take this way. I think both ways make sense. Knight takes e5 to me is playable but risky with the bishop there, so it's the kind of move in general that I'm going to stay away from. So although things can be shored up with c3, I think, you know, with like, let's say all pieces tripling on the c file, we'll definitely be able to get knight f5 or knight c6, for example, and take this bishop and undermine things appropriately. Yep. Thanks, bud. I'm telling you. And that Starbucks double shot starts hitting. It's going to be just in time for the white pieces. We're going to be peeking. Hey, Kid Vicious. And welcome to anyone who just joined. You haven't even missed the London game yet. Don't worry. Oh, it's not a good sign to go here and then go back. My opponent's really averse to this move, even though it looks pretty good. This move looks correct. Okay, well, I'll go here. And it's just going to be very uncomfortable, I think. After c3, which I am expecting now, then knight f5, and I'm threatening to win this bishop because of the pin. So my opponent's going to have to probably play a pretty good move here. very high chance of a blunder at the moment. Everything is kind of built up perfectly. Respectable Fool, thanks for the 8 months with Prime. Kid Vicious, thanks again for the 20 months and the 5 gifted subs. Kid Vicious, welcome. Hope you're ready to do some London learning. We're all system players here. Okay, so this is, I mean, this does lose something, right? It drops the c-pawn, so I'll take it. But still, this is better than losing a piece. So not a bad move by my opponent at all. We could try d4, but I think I'll just keep it real simple and just take here, 1 extra pawn. I think the best move there, AB, might have been a rook here, so that knight takes, pawn takes. I still invade with my rook, but white doesn't lose a pawn. So I think rook there was the best move. Now let's go c2. Probably need to play h5. Hello, BJH. Well, I figured, you know, if you're coming and bringing a party, we may as well be learning about the London system, BJH. Timing might be decent. Very important to have an escape square. Balls in mouth, thanks for the Prime sub for 10 months. And important that my escape square is a light square. My opponent has a dark square bishop. A5 is like, you know, my opponent's drumming up some pretty reasonable counterplay here. I'm gonna start with this. You know, B5 can be played, but then A5 is always a little bit awkward. Okay, I'm really thinking about G5 just to power up the board. D4 also makes a lot of sense. Let's go with this for now. What's with the UK flag? Oh, I thought you guys would appreciate the little haha. London system, UK flag. Takes, we move this, probably king G7. There is a London in Canada, but it's quite poverty. Rook here is a big threat. It's gonna win the bishop. So that is a good move. And instead of taking this pawn, which I can do anyway, I'm actually going to make this move, h4, to stop the move g4 permanently. There is a London in Canada because that's where I went to school. I know all about London, Ontario. So my opponent is probably learning about the move en passant and is probably learning about the ability to get back rank mated without any pawns in front of you. This will be a big shock to him when this happens. GG. Blunders more, thanks for the 15 months with Twitch Prime. And Salty Clown, 39 months. What's the difference between a G-spot and a golf ball? A guy will actually make an effort to search for a golf ball. What's the difference between the G-spot and a golf ball? At least the chat knows what a golf ball is. Are we going to get the white pieces? That's what I want to know. We had 2 nice wins. But I have to say, my opponents have played pretty well these games. Hello, Eddie. Welcome, Eddie, the endgame magician. Ninochuk, thanks for the brand new sub. Having the Starbucks mocha double shot. Really getting that in the system here. So far, we haven't played a London system game. This is a false advertising. Surely we get the white pieces now, right? Right? We're just not playing this opening. It's just not happening today. We're never ever getting the white pieces. I'm still playing b6, by the way. This is impressive, no? You know, I think that I'm now thinking to game the system, I should rename the title of the stream to something from white's perspective, you know? Like one, or maybe black's perspective. 1 e5 speedrun. And then only get the white pieces. Seems like the smart thing to do. What the holy AB Shakespeare. 100 gifted subs. 100. Just like that. AB Shakespeare. It has been some time. Holy cow. Alright, chess.com. Keep giving me the black pieces. I tell you, every 3 times we get the black pieces, 100 gifted subs from AB Shakespeare. Let's run it. Book it. Book it. Go chess.com. That's... No, AB... I'm telling you, when the black pieces show up, he's game. Thank you, AB. It's been a while, man, but still. It's not like we haven't noticed you. Not like we haven't noticed you gone, buddy. You've been around. Support's always there. Even when you're not gifting like a madman supporting the channel. We see you. We see you. In the Discord as well. Let's take this. It's a reminder for everyone else to join our Discord. Active community. We have elite members there. Like AB Shakespeare and Tommy Fukin Shelby. Representing their communities. Uh-oh. Didn't see it. I castled and threatened mate. That's very rare. Honestly, this has been just as successful as the London. I'm always winning this pawn. Let's see if it happens again. Oh, here it comes. Checkmate. Knight c3. I'm getting the feeling that this guy has no respect for the diagonal. No respect. We're gonna put that to the test here. He's lining up his queen and his rook right here. Knight h3, so we know what he's looking for here, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let him do it, right? We're gonna hit him with this move, right? It's gonna be pinned, but it's gonna be pinned. Over here, what the hell am I doing? I have no idea how to play chess. Boom, threatening mate. Again, what am I doing? I don't know how to play chess. Let's, block that. Yeah, just relatively predictable. Yeah. Well, chalk that one up as one for the good guys. Don't try to mate me on f7, buddy. That's not nice. That's not nice. All right, so his little pawn takes knight move, which he was pretty happy with, has resulted in him being down a full queen and a pawn. And maybe more to come. We're waiting for c3. Bishop d2, definitely a move we might see as well. But as soon as we get a rook to the d file, straight down the middle of the board, we're probably going to get some checkmates in here. Yeah, you know, this does give me a moment to offer some serious advice for, you know, anyone in this rating bracket, category, level, whatever you want to call it. I mean, my opponent is taking my knight in literally like 1 second, less than a second. Like, boom. And then here, when he's down a queen, he's thinking for like a minute. Switch those around. When you're down a queen, okay, make a move in 1 second. When everything's on the board, think for a minute maybe. Like, you use your time when you're not lost. That's what it's there for. Check. To be fair, you did check me. Bishop a4 is a check. I'm gonna do this and trade some pieces. I don't mind this move at all, actually. Let's give that check. It's supported. Get rid of that bishop. I'm just trading pieces. Up a lot of material here. Whoa. GG. Last day to fly. Thanks for the 4 months. Rock Chalk Pastor J-Hawk. Thanks for the 14 as well. Victor JB, welcome back for 16 months. Hello to all the system players in chat. Knight takes c1 was indeed the dagger, Buck 81. He saw no future in his position without a dark squared bishop. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. Man, we're really getting peppered with the black pieces here. They're really trying to keep a guy down. They know how powerful the London is. It's just black pieces on repeat. All right, this is my usual setup. Bishop going out here. I think in general, you know, people who play bishop here are, I was gonna say, conscious of this diagonal. Like, I'm not gonna get him to open it up, but I will win this pawn once again. I'll always take that. B6 is what you play. Suleimanoglu. That's your setup? Oof. Got an alpha in chat. Didn't mean to take your setup, bro. Just let me know what I owe you for the royalties after the game. Didn't realize it was your setup, my guy. Castle. D6. Knight BD7. Okay, A4. I mean, A5 is a little bit of a interesting move. I'm gonna say it's worth stopping. I respect his A4 move. You can try to play the London as black, Qatar, but I really want to focus on the opening, you know, in the way it really should be played from the white pieces. So With black, I decided to keep it simple, chill, and just kind of play something easygoing like this. I mean, hey, this is also worth your time as well. I think b6, bishop b7 is a solid option. This is interesting because, you know, there are some moves here. You see, like, this guy's got a little something, you know? He's got some ideas here. I don't believe it quite works, but he's absolutely playing with intent. That much you can tell. So we can take here. Well, we'll certainly take here. And then question after this is, do we just bring the knight back somewhere? c6 it should be, or knight takes c2. And probably knight takes c2 is going to win out here. Queen e4, knight takes, queen takes, and then just get this knight back out. Should be okay. Oof, really love the way my guy is handling it. Let's take. What? All those very interesting moves and not even bishop takes here. Bishop takes a8 would have at least been challenging. Yes, a5 is what I want. That's a trade. All he's got left is a bishop. It's like he's forgetting. I got this whole extra rook here. Can't be trading pieces like this. Hundreds. See, this is once again what I mean. What's my buddy doing spending a minute thinking here? My guy's down a rook. Like, this, in my opinion, this is where you spend your time thinking. This is a great move. If he spends a little bit of time here, I'm sure that he notices, okay, I take this rook, it's hanging. This knight can't go anywhere. It's still very tricky. I think I could try to trap the bishop in there, but gotta really use your time at the right moments. Buck 81. Thanks for the 5 gifted subs there, Mr. Buck. Timing is everything. Ain't that the truth? Okay, the king is starting to get real active here, which is interesting. A lot of confidence. That's right, Destruction. Yes, it is. Jack. Check. And checkmate? Question mark? Well, this forces the king up the board, but we're still going to be hard-pressed to find the mate. You know, white is maybe planning this, and you're going to find a way to mate me here. That's what I'm anticipating. We got to make sure that doesn't happen. We can start with a check. Let's restrict the king a little bit. Okay. Now that the king is it's definitely stuck here. We need a check. That's all we need. Like, a check is probably going to be very close to a mate at this point. I'm going to start with queen here. Now, if this ever gets undefended, then it will be mate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is checkmate in one, but obviously we'll look for better. Because we got our buddy, Dr. Lord Mayonnaise, in the chat. So pawn checkmate for Dr. Lord Mayonnaise is in order. MCJGP. 83 months. Welcome back. 83, guys. Are you hearing that? 83 months? That's a long time. '83. We've had some people in the chat maybe right now that just followed the channel for the first time. I'm sure of it. Maybe never heard of the channel in their life. But we've been streaming for long enough that someone's resubbing for 83 months. Thank you, MCJGP. Alien Wizard. What's better than 83 months? 69 months. Nice. Thank you to Alien Wizard. 69 months. You know you're a real supporter of the channel if you get to 69 and keep resubbing. That's how I know MCJGP is a real one. 83 months ago, we were playing the London. 83 months later, here we are playing the London. Abhugaor with 58 months. So we got a little bit of everything there. 83, 69, 58. And Aragman with the 2-month prime resub. People are at different stages of their chessbrah journey, and I'm here for it. Let's go. Another game. I'm telling you, what are the odds here? I think I really need to start naming my streams some black, opening with the black pieces, and then I'll just get white every time. This could be like a thing. Could be a hack. I'm ready to bring it out. Black pieces again. I think I could just get to like 2000. You don't even need a white opening. That's what this show proves. You don't bother learning chess for the white pieces. Just work on your black openings. They're the only ones you're gonna need. You rename it to the B6 speedrun. That's it. Honestly, I can see this kind of energy. Check. All right. Let's go here. Because I think it's going to be basically the exact same thing. Bishop here, b5, and then d4. Now, d4 does open up the bishop here, so this is not without its risk. I think there is a lot of sketchiness attached to the move d4. All right. Well, that's a pretty serious threat, you know. He's got his ideas here. Check. Thank you for the raid, Roberto Molina. Appreciate that, Roberto JB Molina. Do we have some mods here? We often don't. Our mods are always asleep on the job. Kappa. Well, not Kappa. Thanks for the raid, buddy. And welcome to anyone who just joined. Always asleep, that's right. Always asleep. That's why we love him. See you, Roberto. I've probably played Roberto a good number of times on chess.com. Also commentated on at least one, if not more, of his matches. Some of those chess.com tournaments. Using the I am not a GM. I'm sure he it's at the point where he can't get an invitation back to that event. Good time to get a new mod. I just do it myself, huh? Shout out to Roberto. Appreciate it, buddy. All right, let's get rid of this bishop, and we'll be up a rook and a bishop. That's good enough for me. Takes, maybe push this pawn. Dr. Lord Mayonnaise says the next follower gets to be mod. The next follower gets to be mod. Well, let's see who it is, Dr. Lord Mayonnaise. All right, now that we just got 50 followers, the next person that donates $10 will be mod. And then the next person will go from there. Oh, we run lots of scams here. You know, Twitch has a very strict policy, you know, about like paying for mod, which is why we do things a little differently on this channel. You know, on some channels, it's like kind of implied, you kind of, you know, pay your way there. Here, what happens is I advertise that you can pay for mod, which is fine to do. Fine to advertise it, just not allowed to do it. And then when you pay me, I just don't give you mod. Seems fine to me. Going for the old, the sneaky pawn takes h7. I think we can allow it. Rook is covering h8, but, you know, out of respect for the move, we'll capture. Out of respect. Just trying to open up the king a little bit. We should be able to orchestrate a checkmate with these three pieces, as long as we find some coordination here. Let's start with this. Check. I want to keep the king cut off this way. Check. There we go. We're due for the black